A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Let us start with the snippets. But before I start, there is one comment over here, reasoning tricks and shortcuts. SBI check, I think it looks like he has got a post. That's wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Congratulations. Glad to know that. A very good morning to all of you. Let us start with the first one, hit and run case. There's an important expression here you all have to know. Hit and run case. I'm sure many of you know. What is the meaning of hit and run case? Imagine someone is driving a car, he or she hits a person and escapes. Then you have to think of words like abscond, flee, run away, escape. And then we use the expression hit and run case. SUV driver held over death of Fauja Singh. Held over, hold over. In this context, it means something like he has been arrested, he has been detained. Detain is a verb form, detention is a noun form. Both the word forms you should know. Otherwise, nothing to learn. There's a phrasal verb, hold over. Important, do remember. Low utilization, share of clean energy in power supply less than 30%. Low utilization. What is low utilization over here? Use of clean energy in power supply less than 30%. When you see the word energy, we all should be energetic all the time, that your morning. And imagine someone is always energetic, especially a particular girl, young girl, lively, energetic, social, dynamic. Then we use the idiom live wire. Have you heard of this any time? We say she is a live wire. That you have to recollect. But what happens here when you see the word energy, you should think of conventional sources of energy or non renewable sources of energy, fossil fuels, and non conventional sources of energy or renewable sources of energy like solar energy, water, wind, all these. Otherwise, and usually I tell students when I talk about non conventional sources of energy, conventional sources of energy, you should have some awareness. Then what happens? Quite often they are vivacious, very good. Who is this? Pravalika, wonderful. Exuberant, very good. Again, Pravalika. And Uday also vivacious, wonderful. I appreciate that. And if you have awareness about energy related topics, conventional, non conventional, all these, there's every possibility you may get in the exam, either prelims or mains as a passage. They may ask you to write, an essay also. So always try to have some sort of awareness, contextual awareness that will help in the long run. Amir Pet, who is this Rajesh? Amir Pet. Hyderabad, Amir Pet. I teach there. Coming to the next snippet, 357 cadres dead. Usually people say cadre. Cadre, standard pronunciation. You can say cadre also. Police cadre, defense cadre. Here means a rank or a particular group belonging to, usually goes with either defense or it also goes with, in this context, Maoists. According to this snippet, losses acknowledged by CPI Maoist police. Police have given a statement. What is that? CPI Maoist has acknowledged losses related to death of the cadres. How many? 357. Otherwise, nothing to learn as such. Simple snippet. Let us go to data point, long wait for parents looking for adoption. Average delay has risen to over 3 years. Something very important here. Adoption, one word you have to look at. Next one, excuse me. Next one, risen to over 3 years. Here, when you see the word adopted, adoption, you have to think of total three words. Adopt, to take someone's child and make yours legally, one of the meanings, and adapt, to get used to, accustomed to. And third one, adept means skilled, adept driver. He has adopted an orphan. She got adapted to that lifestyle. Three different words you should know for sure. Coming to this one, very important. I always tell students, I've told many a time, rise, rose, risen. Yes, await does not take. Wonderful. Who is this? Sonalika. Very good. I'm waiting for someone. I await someone. I'm awaiting someone. When you use wait, you have to use a preposition for, but await, excuse me, await, we should not use a preposition for. And they have given this in many exams. Very good, I appreciate that. Rise, rose, risen, irregular verb, intransitive verb, cannot take an object, and it doesn't take D or ED. Coming to raise, raised, raised, a regular verb and also a transitive verb. I've told you guys many a time that you should recollect immediately. Has risen, which tense is that? Present perfect tense, active voice. Here, suspense continues. Will Bumrah play at Old Trafford? You all know India versus England test series is on, and already three tests over. In England is up by 2-1. This is regarding the fourth one, I suppose. There's some sort of suspense whether Bumrah will play or not. Simple snippet related to sports. Now let us go to the main headline from today's the front page of the Hindu paper. Government merges 36 schemes to float farm plan. You all know farm plan, a lot of protests took place in the past, and against that backdrop, this headline says government merges. I've given this word many a time. Merge means what? Combine. And usually it goes with companies. A small company gets merged. And if you take a big company merges a small company. And indigenous companies may get merged with multinational companies. But in this context, merges 36 schemes to float farm plan. It goes with number of schemes and they have been merged with a farm plan. Israel launches strikes on Syria. This has become a regular news. One is related to Israeli strikes, the other one related to Nipah cases in Kerala. Next one also talks about the same, another Nipah case in Kerala. Coming to the pic over here, you can see the water body, full flow, breaching its banks. Bank, as a bank aspirant, something comes to your mind. But bank of a river, the edge of a river, what is the word we use? Banks of a river, bank of a river. And the word breach, an important word. Here, breach has two meanings. One meaning, breach means a crack. It goes with a concrete structure, dam or wall or building. You see a crack, there's a breach. But another meaning of breach, to violate. Violate what? Contract, agreement. Someone violates, breach of contract, breach of agreement. Here, going beyond the limit, in that sense, you should take. Breach its banks. Its banks. Again, you got to be very sharp. And when you see the possessive pronoun, it's, you should recollect the rule. What is that? Possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. That you should recollect. But sometimes when I teach this, some students want to ask. So sometimes we see it apostrophe. Yes, what is that? It is not a possessive pronoun. It is a short form of it is or it has. That also you should know. And here it has crossed the limit based on that the word breach, an important word. Coming to this particular news item or headline, Supreme Court says academic, an important word. Academic facing probe over Sindhu posts can continue writing. Generally, the word academic, academic world, academic endeavor, academic research, we use it as an adjective. Academics, we use it as a noun. But here it has been used to refer to a person. In this context, it is a noun. This awareness is very important from competitive exams point of view. In this context, Supreme Court says reporting verb in present, then you should recollect the rule. Tenses don't change to a corresponding past tense. Says academic facing probe means a person, the professor facing probe investigation over Sindoor post can continue writing. Here, academic is a noun, do remember. Usually it is used as what? As an adjective. Academic writing, academic research, adjective. He is an academic with outstanding reputation, noun. Probing nature. Some people try to, who is this? Yes, Mukesh, very good. Some people try to find out about others' lives. They're more interested in others' lives, and they try to always find out what is happening in his life, what is happening in her life. Then we use it in a way, it is like poking their nose. Then we say probing nature. Probing nature is not a good thing. No one appreciates. But generally, probe goes with police. Probe means what? Investigate. And here we have a helping verb, can. Casual reader may ignore, but when I teach online, offline, I give four functions of can. First one, it is used to express one's ability or skill. I can teach grammar. This is my ability. First use. Second one, it is used to express an informal request. Can you give me a glass of water? Third, it is used to express informal permission. A child asks a parent, can I watch TV? Can I go out and play? This is asking for permission. And the next one, it talks about a possibility based on someone's ability. You can learn grammar in one day. That is a possibility based on your ability. All the functions you should try to recollect. Casual reader has nothing to learn, but sharp learners, sharp readers, they have a lot to learn from every sentence, every headline, every word. There's so much to learn, recollect, and consolidate. Here you can see AP Karnataka ministers face off over aerospace park. What is the bone of contention or apple of discord over here, cause of dispute? Aerospace park. Regarding this aerospace park, it seems AP between AP minister and Karnataka minister, there's a face off. What is the meaning of face off? We got many a time Indian soldiers and Chinese soldiers at the border along the line of control face off. Means confrontation. Face off means what? Confrontation. In a way, head on collision, you can say. We have another headline: Rahul Karge urged Modi to restore statehood to Jammu and Kashmir. You all know what is the meaning of the word urge. Urge means request or plead. Request pays the music. Why pays the music here, Ajay Kumar? Face the music. Oh, based on face off, you must have thought face the music. Very good. What is the meaning of the idiom face the music? Face the consequences. You do something rashly in a hurry and you have to face the negative impact of that. Then we say you should face the consequences. Simple English. Face the music. Better English. Idiomatic expression. Yes. Urge, plea, request. Wonderful. That's all from today's the front page of the Hindu paper. Let me tell you today's editorial, an important editorial. Introduction. Listen to introduction. This is enrichment. You all know that. I don't want to repeat. But coming to today's editorial, it is very important for two reasons. One reason, it is about crime against women. And when you see the headline, crime against women, you should think of the broad framework. Please remember when you watch, when you read editorials every day, without knowing, you will develop a particular skill. What is that skill? Over a period of time, when you read the first sentence of a passage or the headline of an editorial, you will be able to guess the broad framework. When you know the editorial is about crime against women, what could be the broad framework? Usually, there should be some stimulus. That means somewhere someone must have done something wrong against a particular woman, and they take that as a stimulus. Then they write about the incident first, then examples. These things are happening quite often. They give a few examples. Then where are they happening? And unfortunately, they're happening educational institutes and hospitals. They are supposed to be safe havens for women. Then what is the government doing? What are the rules? Whether rules are stringent, not stringent, being implemented, not being implemented. Finally, a stand. It is not a good thing, crime against women, especially places like education institutes and hospitals, which are supposed to be a safe havens for women. There's a broad framework. Once you get this framework in a nutshell. You try to guess this is how the writer may take us. Then you read the passage or you read the editorial. It becomes very easy for you to comprehend without any jerk, without any pause, without any disturbance. You feel like reading the entire editorial and everything falls in place. Do remember, try to get that skill. And in the exam, when you read the passage, first sentence, then you should guess what could be the broad framework. With that framework, you try to read, you can answer all the questions based on the passage. Now, let us, one more reason. I said today's editorial is very important because it is about women. About women, you may get passages in prelims, mains, essay writing, descriptive English, and also GED and also interview time. An important topic which goes with socio-cultural problems. And you have to touch all the dimensions. In fact, SBI PO once descriptive English, they gave a question. Women are being exploited physically, socially, and financially. Substantiate the statement and suggest three remedies. Clear question. They are being exploited physically, socially, and financially. Substantiate the statement means give examples. Suggest three remedies means three solutions. Very important. Based on sleeps, we have the last letter, socio-cultural problems. Women, important, all the dimensions. Second reason, you have a lot of words today's editorial. Sometimes what happens, we come across 5 words, 7 words, but today's editorial about 15 words. I have brought about 10 words. Usually, on an average, I bring 5 words. Today's editorial, I have brought 10 words. That may take a lot of time. Now, let us start with the first one. And all these words are very important. What is the very first one? Haven singular, havens plural. Noun plural, meaning safe or peaceful places of refuge. There's one important word here, refuge. Refuge means a shelter, asylum. Someone goes to a particular place to seek shelter. That place is called shelter, refuge, asylum, all are synonyms. Here, word forms haven, singular, haven't, rarely we use as a verb. If at all used, a regular verb. Word combinations safe havens, spiritual haven, tax haven. Some places no taxes. Then what could be the three reasons? You should think and you should write, not reasons, remedies. Remedies means solutions. Solutions at the administrative level. One thing, government should come up with stringent rules. Second thing, awareness should be created. Third thing, gender equality. We should teach people how to respect the opposite gender. So many things have to be done. They come under solutions or remedies. And those the culprits should be punished severely. And punishment should act as a deterrent to stop others doing something like that. Who is this about the not reasons, solutions? Shiva Prasad, very good. And what are the synonyms? Sanctuaries, an important word, it has other meanings. Refuges, shelters, asylums. Antonyms, danger zones, traps, perilous places. What is the meaning of perils of life? Dangers of life. Women empowerment, an important topic. Who is this? Hemant Kumar, very good. They have given many a time. You got it. Who is this? Shiv Prasad. Wonderful. Let us go to the next word. Rollout. I think I forgot to change this. Okay. Ominous. Ominous is an important word they have given many a time. Yes. Oh, Naidu, you are here. Wonderful. When I say asylum, you should recollect lunatic, mental hospital, euphemism, asylum, mad person. Lunatic also sounds bad, but asylum sounds better. Ominous means part of speech adjective, suggesting something bad or threatening is going to happen. You have a feeling something bad is going to happen and something is going to threaten. For that, you can also think of the word apprehension. Usually, I tell students before the exam, don't entertain any apprehensions. Apprehension means what? A feeling that something bad is going to happen. Always face the exam with an optimistic mindset and with confidence, immense confidence. Word forms ominously, adverb, omen, omen, noun, ominousness, noun. But generally, we don't use this. Word combinations: ominous rise, ominous silence, ominous sign. Synonyms: threatening, foreboding, important word. Menacing, important word. I'm sure all of you know gloomy. Gloomy means very sad. Very sad. We also use a word abode well, very good. Who is this? Mukesh. We also use the word melancholy. Have you heard of this? Melancholy means what? Extremely sad. For that, one important idiom is there. Someone is extremely sad, then we use the expression in the blues. Have you heard of this? He is in the blues. In the blues means very sad, dejected, and melancholy. The color blue goes with sadness, yellow goes with progress, red goes with danger, red also goes with a holistic approach, and white goes with peace, truce, green goes with jealous. I hope you guys know all these. Every color has a significant thing to convey. Antonyms: promising, hopeful, reassuring, auspicious. We all know the word auspicious, Indian culture, spirituality, and we consider Friday auspicious day. And every Friday, people take a shower bath. There's a common error here. What is this common error? A lot of people say head bath. Answer my question: head bath, right or wrong? It is true translation. Head bath is wrong. What are we supposed to say? Shower bath. Every Friday, because it is sinister, means negative, pravalika, good. Every Friday auspicious, we take a shower bath, we go to temple, we pray God, all these auspicious you have to. Reassuring, giving confidence about something. Immolation. Yesterday we got one headline, set ablaze. And that time also I give self-immolation. Today in the editorial we got the word immolation. And here part of speech noun, the act of sacrificing, especially by fire. Word forms: immolate, verb; immolated, verb, past form; immolating, present participle; immolative, adjective. Rarely we use this one. Word combination: self-immolation. This is what I used yesterday. Ritual immolation. That means sacrifice, sacrifice. Act of immolation. Synonyms: sacrifice, burning, offering, martyrdom. An important word. Answer my question: who is a martyr? Someone sacrifices his life for the country, for a good cause. That person is called martyr. I'm sure you all know that martyrdom. He has attained, he has achieved, he has attained martyrdom. Antonyms: salvation, preservation, rescue. Salvation goes more with religion, a different connotation. Grievances. I'm sure you all know this also, but we always have new students and important words. Though we have got many a time, I bring those words as well. Part of speech noun plural, grievance singular. Complaints or feelings of having been treated unfairly. Having been treated unfairly, you're angry. What are the words? You have to think of words like indignation, resentment. And word forms: grievance, singular; grieve, verb, important word form. Grievance, generally we don't use that. A workplace, sometimes perhaps. Word combinations: air grievances, means express grievances. You got to be careful with certain expressions. When you see something like this in the exam, you may be a bit surprised. Why air grievances? It sounds a little odd. But in this context, air grievances means what? Express grievances. File grievances, genuine grievance. Synonyms: complaints, objections, injustices, issues. Antonyms: satisfaction, contentment, an important word; praise, approval. Contentment means what? Being satisfied. And in a way, you should recollect the word complacency. Your complacent means very happy with minor achievements, and your contented means very happy. But then you cannot progress. Small achievement, minor success, you feel very happy. You become complacent. Public grievances, very good, Ajay Kumar. You cannot progress. That's why we say complacency is very dangerous. Never become complacent after achieving something. Try to have lofty goals. Tell me, what is the meaning of lofty goals? Very high goals as youngsters and as people with immense potential. I always tell youngsters, you have so much potential. Sky is the limit for you. you should know how to unleash your potential. What is the meaning of unleash? You should release the potential. You have so much talent, but it is hidden. Then we say potential. The next word, plight. Plight, if you guys remember COVID 19, all the newspapers, editorials, they would use this word and in relation to the migrant workers. That time, what happened? High goals, very good, Vishnu. That time, what happened? Lockdown. These migrant workers, imagine someone working in Delhi, and because of the lockdown fear, they started back home. On the way, they got stranded. What is the meaning of stranded? To get stuck. They got stranded and they were in distress. Very good. Who is this? Ganesh. Looks like a new student. Uh, they got stranded. They were in immense distress, miserable situation. Then, quite often, yes, very good. Ganesh again, miserable. Plight of migrant workers. Now, I would like to give another example. Imagine candidates, students preparing for a particular competitive exam. They took the exam, but after that, they announced it has been cancelled. Then imagine the plight of students. 1 year hard work, 2 years hard work goes down the drain or goes to dogs. These two are idioms. Go down the drain, go to dogs means go waste. Then we say plight of students. Here, a difficult or unfortunate situation, rare verb usage to plight one's troth. This is something like to pledge. We never use, not in this country, at least. Word combinations, desperate plight, economic plight, acknowledge the plight. Synonyms, predicament, an important word. Dilemma is not correct, dilemma. Hardship, suffering. Antonyms, blessing, fortune, advantage, comfort. But when you see as a smart learner, the moment you see the word blessing, you should recollect blessing in disguise, in vain, wonderful Vishnu. We also say his efforts went in vain. That means wasted. What is the meaning of blessing in disguise? Something happens initially negative, over a period of time, it turns out to be positive. Then that negative incident, keeping that in mind, we say it was a blessing in disguise. Have you guys heard of this any time? And when you see the word fortune, there's one important expression you have to recollect. What is it? He made a fortune in the field of exports. Tell me what is the meaning of make a quandary? Yes, Naidu, very good. Meaning of make a fortune. He has made a fortune in the field of exports, means make a lot of money. We can also say strike gold. What is the other idiom? Strike gold. All these you should recollect as a smart learner. Casual reading doesn't help you guys, do remember. Next one, outrage. Outrage, many of our students know one meaning, anger, a lot of anger. Part of speech, it can be a noun, it can be a verb. A noun, a strong feeling of anger or shock. Verb, to arouse anger or shock. Outraged, outrageous, outrageously. Word combinations, public outrage, express outrage, outrageous behavior. These combinations are very important. Public outrage, you come across in the newspapers quite often. And outrageous behavior, not acceptable. Wrath also means someone's anger. He had to face the wrath of someone. Synonyms, indignation, an important word, fury, important word. Scandal, we don't use here. I have already given the word indignation, resentment. Wonderful, Ajay, resentment. Fury means extreme anger. A furious person. Who is a furious person? He became furious. Then that means very angry. And scandal doesn't go with this context. Usually, what happens, imagine there's a public figure, maybe in the field of politics or somewhere, and that person does something that is not legally acceptable, morally acceptable, then we use the word scandal. Financially, then there are three things you have to recollect. Imagine there's one person, he takes the money of the organization illegally. What are the words? Swindle money, embezzle money. And what is the idiom? Feather one's own nest. All the three are very important. Dismay means shock. Antonyms, approval, calm, peace, tolerance. All simple words. Peg. Peg has different meanings. Small peg, large peg, don't think of that. Here, peg has a different meaning altogether. Peg, part of speech verb in this context. It's a regular verb to fix or set at a certain level, often used with numbers or expectations. You fix the limit, that means you have pegged the limit, set the limit. Notorious, very good. Infamous, notorious, scandalous, Ajay, wonderful. Naidu, embezzle, swindle. Good. Guys, have a look at the comment box. Our students are known for something. Those who attend this platform, they are very good. Some of them are very good at English. They keep contributing. And when you have a look, you can learn a lot of words besides what I give. They also contribute. Keep looking. Word forms pegged. It's a regular verb. That's what I said. Peg, pegging, present participle, peg noun, pin or fastener. Word combinations, peg the price, means set the limit for the price, pegged at a rate, pegged to a value. Synonyms, fix, set, estimate, assign. Antonyms, fluctuate, loosen, vary. Various means different, vary means different, fluctuate, keep changing, volatile. Loosen, opposite of tighten, but not exactly relevant here. Clamor. Clamor is an important word. Again, when you read the newspapers, based on that in exams, SSC and banks, clamor related words also they have given many a time. Synonyms. Noun or verb, a loud demand or protest, a noisy protest, meaning as a verb to demand loudly or persistently. Tell me what is the meaning of persistent? Persist means exist for a long time, last for a long time. Word forms clamoring, clamorous, clamorously. Word combinations public clamor, clamor for justice. These are important combinations. Rising clamor. But synonyms, an important word is there uproar, outcry, demand, protest, simple words. Antonyms silence, peace, acceptance, calm. When you see the word uproar, rattle also you can say, good night. Coming to this uproar, quite often, if you read the newspapers, parliament, opposition protest, noisy protest, then you see the headline, uproar in the parliament. Have you heard of this word? You can also say, who is this? Today I see a lot of new students. Saru Kalal, boisterous, vociferous, tumultuous, wonderful. I really appreciate. New students are contributing so well. Keep it up. And tumultuous means disturbing, and vociferous, vocal, loud, noisy, and also boisterous, noisy. All important words, do remember. Simple words I won't read out, I won't mention the name of the student. If I mention the name of the student, that means the word is important and I have to acknowledge the contribution. Do remember. Let us go to Mukesh has come up with a persistence practice. Very good. Persistent practice. Practice, you got to be alert. TICE is a noun form, TISE is a verb form. Let us go to today's editorial. How does it start? Safe havens no more. Sometimes what happens for emphasis, usually I tell students, exam point of view, please listen all of you very carefully. When you're getting ready for a competitive exam, especially banks and SSC, grammar point of view, you got to be good at four things. One, when you read a sentence, you have to know for sure the part of speech of every word in that sentence. You should be able to identify. Second, when you read a sentence, you have to know for sure what the subject is, what the object is. Third, when you read a sentence, a lengthy sentence, you should know what the phrases are, what the clauses are. And the fourth one is very important. When you read a sentence, you should be able to understand the context. You should have the contextual awareness. That is important. And what happens, usually subject comes at the beginning of a sentence. But for emphasis, sometimes we take the subject to the mid position or at the end of the sentence. Here, regular pattern, no more safe havens. That is a regular pattern. But here, how does it go? Safe havens no more means no longer safe places. But for whom? On growing crime against women. It's all about crime against women. But what is the main idea? Sexual violence in workplaces and education institutions is worrying. Here, what is the subject? Sexual violence. Violence is there's a phrase, last word is a key word, where in workplaces and education institutions, put in brackets. You should make it a habit. When you read a sentence, identify the subject, After the subject, a phrase or a clause, identify, put it in brackets, check the subject and the verb. Violence is singular, is worrying. They may give are, but you have to always identify the phrases and clauses after the subject, put them in brackets, then cross check. You will be able to decide what is right, what is wrong. Very simple. To reiterate, education institutions and workplaces, they are supposed to be safe havens for women. Unfortunately, today, crime against women taking place, these two places, they're happening on campus and also at the workplace. That is very unfortunate, and based on that is worrying, definitely. Beyond any doubt, no second thoughts. Usually, I told you guys at the outset, something against crime against women, they have to start with one particular incident, then they have to give similar examples to say these things have become common, then they have to provide statistical data, then talk about the role of the government, then solutions. From Odisha to Karnataka, Bengal to Delhi, violence against women has seen present perfect active voice and ominous rise over the past few months. Risen over the past few months. In English, when it comes to error location, phrases also help. When you see a phrase like so far, over the past so many months or years, then we got to use present perfect tense. Here, has seen present perfect active voice. It talks about crime against or violence against women has gone up. Very simple. What is even more appalling? Appalling means what? Shocking. That itself is shocking. More shocking is what? What is even more appalling is that crimes are being committed. Which tense is this? Present continuous passive voice. They are committing crimes. Present continuous active voice. Crimes are being committed by them. Present continuous passive voice. Always remember, whenever you come across active voice, passive voice, direct, indirect, immediately you have to think of the other form and make it a habit. Then in the exam, 1 second, you can get the option. Crimes are being committed in spaces such as school and college campuses or workplaces which are usually presumed to be safe havens. Presume means what? Assume. Imagine something to be true without evidence. Yes. They're supposed to be safe havens, but these things are happening over there, and that is really shocking. Now it starts with a particular incident which acted as a stimulus for the Hindu paper to write this editorial. What triggered or what was the stimulus? What was that incident? On July 14th, a 20-year-old student of Fakir Mohan Autonomous College, Balasore, passed away after suffering 90% burns in an immolation bid. Here, bid means attempt. Bid has two or three meanings. Usually, bid goes with what? Auction. Auction, we say who is the highest bidder. That bidding is different. Here, bid means attempt. This talks about the actual incident. When did it happen? On July 14th. Where did it happen? Balasore and Autonomous College, Fakir Mohan Autonomous College, this place. And what exactly happened? She passed away after suffering 90% burns. And why did it happen? In an immolation bid. She attempted self immolation. And based on that, she got 90% burns. Unfortunately, she passed away. This is what the trigger, the stimulus. The B.Ed student, the B.Ed student had taken past perfect active voice. What is the use of past perfect? This is yesterday's snippet, today's editorial, but touching taking the holistic picture, talking about crime against women, talking about the rules and regulations behind a broader perspective. What is the meaning of, what is the use of past perfect? Imagine two actions happened in the past, one after the other. For the first one, we should use past perfect. For the second one, we should use past tense. I had had my breakfast before I came here. Is this sentence right or wrong? I had had my breakfast before I came here. I have used had two times. I'll repeat. I had had my breakfast before I came here. Is this right or wrong? Please respond. The B.Ed student had taken the extreme step outside the principal's office after her repeated complaints of sexual harassment, trouble against a senior teacher went unheard. Went unheard means no one bothered, no one listened to her complaints. They went in vain, futile effort it became. Okay. Against a senior teacher went unheard. Why did she take this step, extreme step, outside the principal's office? Because her repeated complaints, no one took notice of her repeated complaints, no one was bothered. She must have felt desperate. The accused teacher, Samir Sahu, and the principal, Dilip Ghosh, have been arrested. Tell me immediately which tense is that? Have been arrested. They have arrested those two people. Those two people have been arrested. Present perfect, passive voice. But a precious life wouldn't have been lost had her grievances been redressed in time. Grievances, complaints, redressed means addressed. Them had they considered. This is an important pattern. Listen very carefully. In this pattern, you have one sentence here, clause have been arrested, passive voice. Then wouldn't have been, again passive voice, and had her grievances been redressed, passive voice. Look at the sentence. There's every possibility you may get a sentence like this in the exam. But as a person who is good at grammar, as a person who has proficiency in English, the moment you see a sentence like this, forget about that part. From here, if you take, there's a clue for you. Wouldn't have been lost. Would plus have plus verb past participle form, but negative form. And here, had her grievances been redressed. Answer my question, which conditional? You have to think of conditionals. Which conditional sentence is this? I want you guys to respond. These two, they go with a particular conditional. In English, we have broadly three types of conditionals. One, present conditionals, they are two in number, open, hypothetical. Past conditional, zero conditional. This is in past conditional. Past conditional. What is the sentence pattern past conditional? If clause, we use past perfect tense. Main clause, we use would plus have plus verb past participle form. Look at this sentence. If you had come in time, you would have met the minister. But there's another pattern. If you had come in time, past perfect affirmative form, you would have met the minister. Would plus have plus verb past participle form. What is the other pattern? We drop the word if. When we drop the word if, we have to use past perfect in interrogative form. And that is also known as inversion, according to some educators. What do we say? Had you come in time, you would have met the minister. Same pattern. Had her grievances been redressed in time, a precious life wouldn't have been lost. Both the clauses in passive voice not easy to handle under pressure. Very important sentence, this one. She ran from pillar to post, means she has approached everyone. An important idiom, run from pillar to post. Taking it right up to the chief minister's office, but no one paid attention to her grave complaint. No one paid attention, no one listened to her grave complaint. Grave has two meanings. One is the graveyard, the final stop, one's life journey. And in this context, what does it mean? Serious. Grave issue means what? Serious and important issue. Serious complaint, no one bothered. In Bengal, even before a year, now the editorial tells us different examples. In the recent past, what happened, then present the statistical data across the country. In Bengal, even before a year has passed since. When you see the word since, many of our students know since can be a preposition, since can be a conjunction. As a preposition, since for. What is the difference? Specific time we use since. For the time period. And these two go with present perfect and present perfect continuous. She has been our student since so and so time. He has been our student for 2 months. I have been teaching since 9 o'clock. Present perfect continuous. In Bengal, even before a year has passed, present perfect. Since a postgraduate student's brutal killing, cruel killing at RG Kar Medical Hospital in 2024, a law college student was gang raped on campus this June. Was gang raped. They gang raped her, active voice past tense. She was gang raped by them, passive voice past tense. And here there's one important expression, on campus. Common error, a lot of people say in campus, that is wrong, on campus. A lot of people say in the third floor, I live in the third floor, wrong. I live on the third floor. Ah, very good, Naidu. Brutal, gruesome, cruel, savage, barbaric, uncivilized, all these words you have to recollect. In Mangaluru, one more example, two lecturers have been arrested, again present perfect passive voice, for the alleged rape of a student. In Delhi, a 9-year-old girl's rape and murder led to the opposition crying foul over the collapse of law and order. Cry foul, an important something trying to close up, patch up something, then trying to hide something, we say cry foul. While protesting, we use that. On the outskirts, also, you have to recollect. Good, Naidu. Coming to the second part, little seems to have changed on the ground. You have to be alert as a sharp learner, sharp listener. Little, a little, the little. You have to recollect. Few, a few, the few. Little, hardly anything, almost nothing. A little, at least some. The little, whatever is there or something specific. Here it means nothing changed. Little seems to have changed, means nothing seems to have changed. There is one important expression here. To have plus verb past participle form. It is known as perfect infinitive and it is a non-finite verb. This pattern is very important. You should know. We have two types of verbs, finite, non-finite. What is a finite verb? It has a tense. It has to agree with the subject in person and number. What is a non-finite verb? No tense. It doesn't have to agree with the subject in person and number. And we use non-finite verbs as different parts of speech, like nouns, adjectives, all these. Little seems to have changed on the ground. On the ground here means in reality. After Nirbhaya's rape and murder in Delhi in 2012, stringent laws are in place. We do have stringent laws, but they are not effective. Stringent laws are in place, but to what effect? The editorial questions. We do have stringent laws, but what is the use? What is the impact of these stringent laws? Question mark. The Odisha students' plight, miserable situation, has put the spotlight, has put present perfect, spotlight, limelight, focus on internal complaint committees mandatory under the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act 2013. According to a particular act, sexual harassment of women at workplace, that particular act, which year? 2013, some committees are mandatory. What are those committees? Internal complaint committees mandatory under this particular act, 2013 act. The Odisha government asked all colleges to form the committees within 24 hours after the tragic death. They should have taken care before, not after. It is like not being proactive, being reactive. What is the difference between proactive? Based on anticipating some trouble, you take action. That means you are proactive. After the unfortunate incident, you do something that is reactive. Already we have lost a precious life, but still, there is a saying in English, what is it? Better late than never. Questions should be raised about the manner in which the system failed the student and the absolute lack of accountability. Accountability means being answerable. Lack of accountability. No one is answerable. Obviously, these things do happen. And we have to raise questions. Here, raise. Raise what? Questions. It's a transitive verb. Questions should be raised. Again, passive voice. We should raise questions. Questions should be raised by us about the manner in which the system failed the student and the absolute lack of accountability. The annual crime in now it is all about across the country, according to studies, according to reports, what is the crime rate against women. The annual crime in India report by the National Crime Records Bureau NCRB for the year 2023 is yet to be released, means not released. Then it talks about 2022. Figures available for 2022 show that A total of 4,45,256 cases of crimes against women were registered. They registered active voice, they were registered past and passive voice, showing an increase of 4% over 2021. While the majority of crimes against women were registered under cruelty by husband or his relatives. This is again shocking, 31.4%. Assault on women. Assault means physical attack. Assault on women with intent to outrage her modesty comprised 18.7%. That means rape, all these things, and trying to uh, disturb the woman by touching her modesty. Molestation. Have you guys heard of the word molestation? Please respond. This is also a problem. Molestation. It happens buses, public places, in public places. Molestation means physically touching a woman without her consent and trying to trouble, outrage her modesty. Coming to rape, that one comprised 18.7% of all crimes, and rape was fixed at 7.1%. All talk about crime against women. It must be noted, we must note something, active voice. It must be noted, passive voice. It must be noted that many crimes go unreported as well. Data is one thing, unreported so many, perhaps. How does the editorial end? In this backdrop, we can also say in this backdrop, conversations about sexual violence and gender are imperative. Here, conversations means discussions, deliberations. You have to think of one word. Tell me what is the meaning of deliberations and also debates on on public platforms. Intellectuals, stakeholders should go for discussions, debates, deliberations. Earlier the better. What is imperative, what is important here, in this backdrop, against this backdrop, conversations about sexual violence and gender are imperative and must start early. How does it end? The clamor for justice, noisy protest for justice against a crime should not die down after a few days either. Usually what happens, public mind, public memory is very short. There's a saying in English. One more saying, out of sight, out of mind. The media today they write about a particular incident and they don't continue the same topic forever because next day something else comes up. Then this particular thing becomes out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Keeping that here, it talks about the clamor for justice against a crime should not die down after a few days either, especially when protectors turn predators. Husband's relatives supposed to be protectors, but they turn predators. And lecturers, college campus, lecturers, teachers supposed to be protectors, but they turn predators, definitely not acceptable. That's all for today. Today, actually, no time for exam topics, but you can answer questions based on comprehension skill. We have 5 minutes. Try to do that because 10 words, important words, we ran out of time. Or I would like to stop here and we'll provide the PDF. Try to answer the questions because I have another session at 10. I have to rush. Have a nice day. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.